Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us again. I'm Katie, this is Claudia.
Hi everyone.
If you haven't been joining our live broadcast here on Facebook, you've been missing out because pretty much every day, Monday through Friday, we've been bringing some of our favorite products from Blitsy, what we have on sale, and showing demos, how it's working. So today is the Dreamweaver Embossing Paste and some of the accessories that go along with it. Claudia is going to show you exactly how it works. And
Yes.
again, it's on sale at Blitsy. We'll put links to it. If you have questions, we're here live, so let us know, and we'll make sure to answer them. So Claudia, what do you have here?
So first of all, I'll kind of talk a little bit about the different kinds of embossing paste that Dreamweaver has. There are some that are already tinted. For example, this is a metallic gold that I'm going to use live today. But there is also a traditional embossing paste, which is white. And then there is another couple metallic colors. There are, I think, 3. So silver, copper, and gold is the other one. And then there's a pearlescent one, which is just kind of like it's a little translucent with like a pearly sheen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the translucent without a shimmer to it. So I will show you what I made with these. So this, I actually applied it to glass. I used the, this is the pearlescent. So you can see how it's a little see-through, but it's still kind of opaque and sparkly. And this is already dry. So if you're going to use it on glass, I recommend it only be used for home decor. Like you don't actually want to
Drink
out of this. But I had these that I used the stencil on, and I put like pens and pencils in there. So it's really cool, a really cool effect when you use it on glass.
And what's really cool about this stuff, it's a paste, but it's going to give texture to
Yes.
whatever surface you're working on. So we're actually going to show you a few of the techniques
Yes.
right here today, but I think it's really cool to show like on glass first,
Yeah,
because
out of the
I think
box.
people think
Mhm.
of embossing paste as something you do with paper, so I
Right.
like that we kicked it off with the glass.
Yeah, I have a bunch of different techniques for card making, but yeah, I definitely wanted to show you that you're not just stuck working with cards or paper. So on glass, you just want to let it dry, and then you can wipe it gently to clean it, but I would definitely not like hardcore wash it. I would just use it as home decor. So that's on glass.
Lori asked if we could speak a little louder, so
Sure.
we'll
Okay.
we'll amplify.
Yes.
Sorry, Lori.
Okay, so we have embossing paste, just the plain white one. This card, I used this embossing paste on, and basically all I did was watercolor the background, and then I'll show you the consistency of this, if I can open it. Yeah.
Use those muscles.
Yeah.
Claudia.
The consistency is kind of like icing, and this one is opaque and matte, so it's going to give you this kind of finish when it dries. So you can see how some of the color kind of shows through, but it also gives this really cool raised like chalk effect.
Uh-huh.
So that's the plain white, and then
So you literally just like put a stencil down
Yep.
and then took your palette knife and went over it? to
yep, and we
get that
actually
piece
have.
raised?
I can do a technique right now so that you can see what I'm doing. So this is the metallic gold, and
I love the gold one.
what's great about embossing paste is that you can mix it with different things. So I'll show you in a second how I mixed it with glitter.
Okay.
But this one that I'm gonna do right now, I'm just mixing with embossing powder. And what it does is that it creates like a kind of like a gritty texture to it.
Ooh,
So
that's really cool. Especially for like mixed media when you're trying to add a little bit of something extra.
Right. Like
But-
just a little bit of
So you
texture.
can choose if you want it smooth or if you want it more gritty.
Yeah, you can definitely mix it up, and you can use all different kinds of embossing powders. This one is extra fine, but you can use some of the chunkier embossing powder, and it just really adds like a nice texture, and it feels almost like grout. You make kind of like a grout. Okay, so I'm gonna show you just how you would apply it. I have a metal stencil here This is an example of what a metal stencil looks like.
So we have a whole bunch of metal stencils in the Dreamweaver sale. We don't have the exact ones to show,
Right.
but it's really nice because these are easy to clean up and they're not going to get, flimsy and used
Right.
on you. There's a whole bunch of Christmas ones though. So I was thinking about you could use these on the glass, like glass ornaments for
You
Christmas.
could, or you
So-
could use them, that's a great idea, or you could also put them on like votives.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, definitely lots and lots of uses. So after you mix your embossing powder in with your paste, then what you can tape this down. I'm not going to tape it down right now, but you can tape this down to make sure it doesn't move. But then you kind of just apply a pile of it at the top of the stencil, and we actually have this Dreamweaver spatula that you can use, and basically what it's for is you just start at the top and you just kind of drag the paste down, and it's going to fill
And then you get it really even that way, right?
right, and it's going to fill all of these open areas on the stencil. And it gets a nice even coverage, like so. And then really all you do is lift the stencil and you can see how it's created the image of the pineapple, and it's going to dry textured. And if you are making a card, you can either cut this out, or if you're working on your card's front already, you can tape it off so that you don't get any of the embossing paste around it. But
Yeah.
you can see how it's 3D, and it'll dry.
And how long does it take for that to dry?
It takes about an hour to two, depending on the temperature of the room, the weather. Like if it's drier, it'll dry faster. So you definitely want to keep an eye on it, but no more than like a couple hours. So
Okay.
it's like an afternoon project.
Would you recommend hitting it with your heat tool, your heat gun, or just letting it kind of
I would
dry
just
on its
let
own?
it air dry. I've gotten the best results just letting it air dry.
Okay.
So once again, so that's the gold mixed with some embossing powder to kind of create texture. My favorite is the copper. It's really beautiful.
Ooh.
It's really elegant and beautiful.
It's
and you
got
can
more
see
of
how-
a sheen to it.
Yes, it's definitely a shinier metallic. And then I'll show you the silver embossing paste. Sorry, I used it plain on this side with the stars, and then on this side I actually mixed in silver glitter, so you get texture and a little bit of shimmer. So you can definitely, mix it with a lot of the things that you already have in your craft room and get a bunch of different effects. So this is just the plain silver on this side, and then I kind of mixed it with some glitter
Oh
on
my
this side.
gosh, I love that.
So-
I can't decide. I would have to do it both ways because I love both effects.
Yeah, they're very different, but subtle. And then I will show you.
Melissa says she needs this in her life.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna need to start playing with this too. Now that I'm like actually seeing all these things that you've done.
This is also a really cool effect. This is the
Ooh.
translucent one. This is clear. So if you do it on white paper, it has this really 3D kind of like a watermark effect.
That's super cool.
And this one's also really great to mix with colors. So I mixed it with.
It's hard to see. I'm looking on the screen.
Yeah,
it's
it's
hard
kinda
to
hard
see
to-
that one.
yeah, it's
but
kinda hard to
It's like a
see.
raised,
It's like a-
translucent.
It's really subtle, yeah. But I mixed it, same translucent embossing paste, but I mixed it with Color Burst, and it tinted it. So it kind of has
Oh.
like this stained glass look.
Totally.
And I just freehanded I stamped some images, and then I just kind of freehand put some of this on. So it dries to this like stained glass
Very
look.
cool. I want to feel that. That's awesome. We got to show Ken Oliver that.
Yeah. So you can see how different this can look with the same material. So this is Color Burst with the opaque matte white, and it's I just mixed a bunch of different colors, and then I placed them over the stencil and
I
used the
remember you
spatula.
doing that
yes,
one. I
because
love
people had
that.
asked that
Yeah.
if you could do that, and I actually did not know. But
You're
then
like,
once I tried
"Sure."
it, it looks really, really beautiful. So
I think Carissa's favorite is right here.
yeah, it looks like her style.
Yeah.
So you can see how I used the green Color Burst here, and it's opaque and matte green, and then when I mixed it with a translucent version of the embossing paste, it's more of a see-through glass look.
Yeah.
So many different looks.
Just playing around with it, mixing and matching all of your different colors, and with the embossing paste, it's a really versatile medium that you could use.
Yeah, and when you add color, like your embossing powders or your color bursts, or you can use it with ink pads as well. When you add color, you can start with a little bit of color. Like this is also color burst, but I just put a tiny smidge of it, and you can see how it gets, it's very pastel. But if you add more color, it can become more and more concentrated. So you have a lot of control over what colors, and the possibilities are really endless with how many different things you can do with this. So
very
a lot
cool.
of fun.
So is that it for the demos?
I can also show how this metallic goes on, just
Okay.
because it's my favorite.
Don't mind the dogs barking, if you
Yeah.
guys can hear that.
It's okay.
Dog-friendly Blitsy office.
Yes. And there's quite a few of them today, so I think it's a little...
Okay, so we're gonna do the metallic embossing paste.
Yes,
by
so this is
Dreamweaver.
just already mixed and tinted for you. It's metallic copper.
And this is just any old stencil that we chose.
Yes, this is a
but-
plastic stencil versus
Yeah.
the metal one that I showed at the beginning, but it works with both. And actually, really quick, going back to the flower that I made, I actually used a die for that, like the metal die.
Oh, okay.
That went with this stamp set. So you can really use a lot of different things as a mask. So this is the metallic copper. So you're just gonna, once again, place it on there. And
Take your little tool again.
the little spreader, and you're just gonna spread it over the area. And I really like the look of just doing a partial stencil on your card, because it doesn't have to be perfect. So if you just do part of your stencil, when you pick it up, you know, you have like a different effect.
Okay, yeah. It almost looks like a heart. I
It
know
does.
You
I
didn't
didn't
even
do it
mean to
on
do that,
purpose,
but
yeah.
it looks like a heart.
It really does.
Very cool.
So yeah.
Well, I kind of want to do something different here.
Okay.
On Periscope, which we don't do all that often anymore, we vote on the favorite.
Oh, okay.
As far as we do 3 things to make, and we vote on which one is your favorite. So we just showed a whole bunch of techniques and different things you can do with the embossing paste. So let's try this on Facebook.
right.
We've never done it like this before.
No, we haven't.
But if you're watching and you click on the video where it says click for more, you're gonna see at the bottom, here, actually, let me show you on my computer really quick. So I click for more, and at the bottom, you have all of these reactions that you can do. And if you keep tapping it, like I'm doing right here, you're gonna see a ton of hearts fly across. So when we get to your favorite card or technique that we've shown, click the love or the like button, or any of the other ones that you want, but we'll know which one you love by tapping those. So let's see if it works.
Okay.
Okay?
So
And these are all, in case you're just joining, these are all examples using the Dreamweaver embossing paste that is on sale at Blitsy right now. So let's vote. If you like it, click the heart button when we get on the one that you like.
okay, so this is once again the matte white embossing paste over watercolor wash. So you can see how it's a textured matte look, but it still lets the color show through. So that's
We have
way.
a few trickling in. A few.
And then we have the same white matte, but you mix it with a color. So you can use your inks, you can use color bursts, you can use embossing powders, anything with a tint. You can mix it and apply it, and you get a different look.
Melissa is asking, does it clean up easily off of the stencil?
I mean, I definitely wash it as soon as I'm done with it, just because it does harden. But even when it hardens, if you happen to forget to wash it right away, you can kind of scrape it off with the spatula or the palette knife. So it's pretty easy to clean up.
Okay. So this is winning so far.
Okay,
This is
you've
getting more
seen with
votes.
the
I don't know
color?
if people are just getting the hang of it or not. But if you just joined, we're voting on which one is your favorite. So if you see one that you like, click the heart button going across. Okay, let's slow it down and vote for the next one. What's
Okay,
next?
so the next one is just the plain copper metallic.
I love.
Didn't
love,
mix
love
anything
the
into
sheen.
it.
It's just by itself.
Just by itself, straight out of the container. And then this is the one that was kind of hard to see, but this is the clear translucent.
Brenda voted for number 2.
So that's just like a watermark.
Now it's like a steady flow of hearts. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell which one it is. This is the one that it's the translucent, but you mix it with some kind of colored medium. So like either an ink or a color burst, and you get like a stained glass effect because you're tinting the
This one is
translucent.
my favorite.
Yeah,
I'm adding hearts right now.
this is
Carissa too. I see your face popping up.
this is definitely my favorite as well. I think it's just that I tried today because copper is my all-time favorite. I like how that looks on everything, but this turned out really well. And then we have the last one is really just the metallic mixed with glitter. So you get kind of like a textured, gritty, kind of a little bit of extra shimmer in there.
That might actually, but I think I'm tying.
Yeah.
Tying.
See, it's hard to pick.
Yeah, it's too hard. And then also we have the glasses. We can show.
Yes,
show
and
that
the
if you like it more
glasses
for
is
home
the
decor.
pearlescent. And you just apply it with. I did one of those stick-on stencils, but you can do a plastic stencil and just tape it down and then peel it up and let it dry.
And I love you did a video with when you made this one
Yes.
and you dropped some colored pens in there. It's like really
Yes.
nice to put on your desk or on a shelf. So it's too hard to
Tell
tally
which
up
one it
these
is.
votes, you guys. It's really hard. I think this one might be the winner. though. I
Yes.
think this translucent with some color over it, giving the stained glass effect, is our winner. But it just shows that there's so many different ways you can mix them with different embossing powder, glitter. You can use them on their own. They're going to provide a raised texture to your cards and even your glass.
Oh, definitely. And
So.
a little container goes a really long way. So I would always mix less, and then you can add more. So
Right.
that, because whatever you don't use, you can just put right back in the container and use it next time. So
They're
lot of
saying
fun.
they love all of them. So many amazing ideas. All right, so that's it for today, guys. We, again, will put all of the links that you need in the comments. If there's any questions after we sign off, feel free to put them in there. We'll get a notification, and we'll make sure we get them answered. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
yeah.
Bye.
Bye.